Hello, good evening, and welcome to yet another exciting, enthralling, nay, even nail-biting, excitingly nail-biting even edition of Al's inane historical wamblings on with capital W's. Today we're at the Mardon Down Bronze Age complex. I say complex because there's quite a few bits here, and I'm going to try and run through them as quick as I can. Looks like the weather might be coming in, so I might have to get a move on. Anyway, as you enter from the north, you come to this cairn circle. You can see the curbstones for the cairn all around, and possibly, not saying there was, but possibly there was a kist in the middle here where the remains of some significant individual to this area was nearly said interned, were kept. Right, so let's move on to the circle itself. Okay, there's not much of it left standing. There's only one real stone that's left standing. Most of them have fallen, like this one. I don't know if you could consider that one as still standing, but it's definitely on its way down. There as well. This is very, very impressive how big this was and how they did it, how they made it, how they even thought about how they did it, how to build it. There's one slightly less historical bit we're just walking up to here, and this is this pit. Now it's often mistaken for as a cairn, but in my experience, cairns generally the floor is flat on them, the ground is flat on them, and then the kist was cut in, the remains were put in the middle, and then the stones were piled on top. This, I think, and I have been told, I don't know if it's true, but this, I believe, is a mortar pit that was dug during one of the world wars. So, which does make sense because that's about 5 foot deep. Moving on, let's go up to the biggest cairn because this is 2.5 minutes of boredom now. I sometimes think I should have called this Al's Insomniac Cure. There's a megalith right there. That's about 5 foot high on its lean. So as it stood up, it would have probably been close to my height. I'm 5'9". But yeah, there's supposed to have been about 60 stones on this, around the perimeter. It's about 30. I paced it out between 33 and 30 meters diameter. So yeah, it's pretty big. And if it was 60 stones that completed it, then when you think about it, that it might have been just like a wall of stone with just an entry somewhere at some point. I mean, that there where I came in is north. That's the north direction facing me. So, right, and pause. Right, about 20 paces further on, you come to what's called the Giant's Grave area. A series of cairns, so I'm told, though I'm not so sure about that unless it was one massive cairn, because you can see almost like the bumps of the curbstones around there. So if this was an established Bronze Age settlement very close to here, which I believe there was, then this could have been where they put the bodies. Giant's Grave, yeah. So I don't believe a giant was buried here, but then you never know. Right, a couple of minutes further north, you come to what is actually marked on the OS map as the Mardon Down Stone Circle. Now, I have my doubts about this being an actual stone circle because I think it's too small. In my experience of stone circles are larger than this, and this looks to me like a cairn circle, which I think it probably is, as you can see the stones all around here, which tells me it wasn't a stone circle. And in here it was a cairn, and probably for several kists, I should think, in the middle here where I am. Again, it's flat-ish. Well, you know what I mean. It's not dug in, so that's why I think that other one was probably a mortar pit from the war. And then people that told me that were probably correct. But I'm not saying I'm an expert on this. I'm not. But I've been into history all my life, and I'm 64 now. So So I've got an idea of, I think, of what I'm talking about in my own world, in my own humble opinion. Anyway, this is the one marked on the OS map as the Mardon Down stone circle, which I think, as I just said, is a kist. Beautiful, absolutely stunning. Rain's coming in over there, as you can see, so I've got to get back quick. I've got to go in that direction to get back to my van. But the views around here are just to die for. So, and this is Mardon Down. It's a very exposed position, but on a good day, the sun rises over there in the east, and obviously sets over there in the west, and the views are spectacular on a clear day. And you do get quite a few on this particular Mardon Down. But anyway, yes, here's the Mardon Down cairn circle, I'm going to say, not stone circle as we define them. But yeah, beautiful though, so absolutely worth a visit. I've read up on this before I came out here. Again, it's Bronze Age, 3,500 years old. And I was supposed to be some, but then there's lots of growth because it's just literally 22nd of June, so we're just literally the day after Midsummer's Day, so everything's in full growth. But I have read that there are stone rows leading up to it, but obviously they can only just be out of the ground. But I couldn't actually find any on my walk through to this. Anyway, yes, that's the Mardon Down Bronze Age, early Neolithic, late Neolithic site. So I'm sure someone will correct me, and you're more than welcome to correct me. I'm always up for learning. After all, every day's a school day. Anyway, hope you've enjoyed this, and thank you for watching.